for Chandler Riggs, Matt Lintz, and Alexandra Breckenridge.
Hey guys. There's a lot of you here. Hello.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for being out here. This is so great.
I mean, this is like where it all started, right? Walking Dead right here in Atlanta. So.
Yeah. It's my hometown from Atlanta.
Oh,
so it's
my
good to be
hometown
back.
too. How about Ross
from the
Marquand?
ATL?
Hey, nice of you
Finally
to join
made it.
us.
What are you
I
eating?
think it's some
What is that?
acai berry.
Acai.
Yeah. Oh shit, that was not. Yeah.
What are you eating?
It's acai berry.
Oh, you're so healthy.
There's
Nice.
a thing. Brazilians have a thing called acai berry, and it's a lot of antioxidants, a lot of very good antioxidants. It cleans out your bowels. It's very good for you, believe me. Very good for your body. It's very good. You're gonna love it. Okay. Try the acai berry. It's the best thing. It'll clean out your bowels like nothing else. Believe me. Nothing cleans my bowels like acai berry. Believe me.
How do you do every voice known to man?
Sorry. I was doing photo ops. Sorry.
All right, guys, we have a bunch of people like to ask you some questions, so we'll jump into questions and get started right off the bat.
I was wondering, like, if you were in the zombie apocalypse, what weapon would you use? And Chandler, you can't say suicide.
That's always my go-to answer. Damn.
That's your weapon of choice? You usually say
No.
that?
Usually people ask, like, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse? And I usually say suicide. Just like, because, it sounds dark, but
That's
like,
so dark.
I know, but like, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, like,
Would you want to live in a zombie apocalypse is your point.
exactly.
And I would not either.
I would not, Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I'd probably have like nuclear codes, and that would be my weapon, and just end everyone.
Blow everybody up.
Nuclear codes.
That's really not your choice to make.
Would you live in a bunker until everything had, like, would you be okay, like, living down there?
No, for sure. Yeah, no, I'd have my own bunker, and it would just,
Have you seen The Last of Us yet?
I played the game.
So good. You guys watching it? Yeah.
There was a really great episode. 3. Is it episode 3?
That's a good one.
Yeah, where they basically.
Frank and Bill?
What's his name? Nick Offerman and what's his name?
Ozzy, Murray.
They just basically, essentially, they live like that. They just live by themselves in this little abandoned town.
Yeah.
He has all the weapons.
Home
Your
Depot
question-
was his weapon. That would be actually my weapon of
Exactly.
choice. Home Depot.
I'd get some kind of, I don't know, machine gun or something. I don't know guns, but I would, something like that.
Thank you.
I know my weapon would be Nick Offerman. I would just
There you
get
go.
Nick Offerman, and he would take care of it. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody else to do it for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How many of those hoodies do you have? Okay, this is the third hoodie in 3 days. They're all different colors. The softest material known to man. I'm not gonna invite everyone to come. It's the most amazing material on the planet. If you get a chance. Yeah.
It's nice to see you're actually eating.
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. Wow. Okay. Thank you.
What's
things,
going on, Ross?
really
Are you
quick.
starving yourself?
One.
Or you okay?
Still will never accept the fact that Carl got killed off. Chandler, I'm never letting it go. Just had to say that. Never letting it go. Carl should have outlived the show, period. Okay, question for Ross. Can you please do an episode of Tales? Because only 1 out of 6 we cared about. Please. Pre-apocalypse Aaron, and then all the way up till he got to Alexandria.
Well, I've been pitching a show to AMC. I don't know if they'll take, but I think it'd be really cool to do like a full anthology series of each of the main characters.
Please.
Before, like, right before, not like years before, but right before the apocalypse happens. Like we're
At least a year before. Like Negan, we got a few years before in his episode.
Well, I think it'd be neat, like a day in the days leading up to the actual outbreak. That would be fascinating to see what Carl's up to, what Jesse's up to.
He was
and
little.
They'd
Henry's
have
up
to recast my kids.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Chandler was like this big.
Well,
Yeah,
still, I mean,
I wouldn't be
They'd
able
have
to
to
do
recast Chandler.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be fascinating.
I'd have to, Mom.
Literally.
You could pull a Groot. We could CGI you and put the young face on you and everything.
That's true.
And we have the technology.
Yeah.
They did that in Stranger Things as well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice
you.
seeing you all again.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our next question.
Hello. I was just wondering, like, during, like, offset of The Walking Dead, did you have, like, any best friends or anything?
No. No.
He was a recluse. He never talked to anybody.
Yeah.
I can see that.
You think he's joking. He was like, I don't want anyone to look me in the eye. No one can talk directly to me unless it's in a scene. It was pretty crazy.
It's true. Yeah.
He was a tyrant.
Method acting.
Yeah, very method. Yeah.
Real diva.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that is on the show has been so lovely and pleasant, and I hung out with Lauren and Alana and Christian a lot. Oh, and this one over here.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of us, you know, in the big scenes where we're all together, it was always fun when we weren't filming because we just goof off and hang out.
My first friend on the show was Alex, actually. We were staying at the same hotel. There was like only a few of us in the beginning from the Alexandrians. And we weren't allowed to talk about the show, of course, until it came out. And I remember seeing her on American Horror Story. And I was like, hey, are you here for a project? And she's like, yeah, I'm working on The Walking. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm doing that too. And then we got a bottle of moonshine from one of the crew, or a jar, I should say. And we polished that thing off in one night, and we became fast friends. And that's... You remember that? You remember that, right?
I mean, I don't remember drinking the entire thing.
We did pretty good damage on that thing. It was, yeah.
This was like 2014?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
September of 2014, yeah. Yep.
The 12th. You remember?
I do.
Yeah.
It was a week after my birthday. I was there, and then you came like right after that.
I feel like I had to wake up the next morning at like 5
Yeah,
to go
you
to
did.
work.
You did.
And I had
And I
that
didn't care.
scene where Rick and Rick was fighting with my husband, and I'm just like
Pete.
crying on the side, and my face was all puffy. I was like, I guess it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It totally. Yeah.
All right, next question.
Hi. Thank you all for coming. I just want to say thank you for giving us the chance to actually meet you and get to talk to you. Thank you very much. I would like to know what was the most difficult scene for you to film throughout the whole series, whether it was physically difficult or just mentally strenuous. What was the hardest for you to film?
The lineup for me, like, I don't think that was, I think Chandler could back me up. Like, that was 6 days, well, 5 or 6 days altogether from season 6 to 7. But just like being on your knees, crying nonstop, contemplating your own demise, and then realizing if it's not you, it's gonna be one of your friends. And then just having to bring that over and over again. And then when Glenn got, spoiler alert, I guess if, yeah.
It's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late now.
I should've, yeah.
Right, hold your ears.
You're right. When Glenn got his head smashed in, it was so messed up because K&B, the special effects guys, do such a good job of actually creating this illusion that, you know, I thought, Jesus, Steven's got his head really smashed in. And then Abraham got his head smashed in. Like, God, two of my favorite people on the show have now died. And Chandler and I were next to each other, and he was about to lose an arm. They were going to cut his arm off in one scenario, and they didn't do that.
Dude, I mean, like, the amount that they, like, kept us, even, like, the actors in the scene, like, in the dark. Like, I legitimately did not know for sure who was getting it until I got the script. And even then, like, there was 3 different versions that we actually shot. So it was so crazy. Yeah, and they didn't tell me that my arm there was a possibility that was gonna get chopped off in the scene. And so I'm reading it and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to not have an arm for like the whole rest of the show and not have an eye. What is happening?
Been there.
So yeah, that whole sequence was brutal.
But did you hear about what they were gonna do with Daryl right after that? Because they were toying with cutting your arm off, and then they were like, well, when Daryl takes a swing at Negan, they're well, Daryl has to lose an arm now. So they were gonna cut off his arm in that scene, and then Norman was like, well, how can I ride a motorcycle? You know?
I was about to ask about the motorcycle. I was like,
and so they were like, well, we can create these little like things for you, and with the crossbow it'll still work. And then AMC was like, this is gonna be a logistical and like potential like insurance nightmare. So no, you're not gonna lose your arm. You keep your arm. You get to ride a motorcycle. And then
so they did it to me instead. So, yeah.
And yeah. So that's how it went down. Yeah.
That's funny.
Most intense.
Oh, when I got eaten, you know,
What's that?
When I was eaten?
Yeah.
Well, when I was watching, my son on the show get his head bit into.
I mean, he kind of brought it on himself.
But really, though, that poor little brat. I know. He got me killed. It was his fault.
If he had just shut up, he would have been fine.
I mean, that was a hard night. We shot all night.
It was, yeah.
That was brutal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they had the whole like prosthetic thing for our hands. Yeah. God, that was.
Yeah. I have a video of that somewhere.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, but it's like getting it done.
Holding hands.
Yeah, yeah. They had to make like a mold of our hands holding each other because we were going through, and so Andy had to actually chop off
my hand.
Yeah.
Rick.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
What a guy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the hardest scene for me to shoot, was the death scene. I mean, kissing Rick also was just really hard. Really, really difficult. He's very
Brits don't know how to
unattractive.
kiss. Brits are not good kissers. They're not.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I kind of just walked around and like swung a stick now, and I don't think I had. I didn't really have anything. I guess maybe like the stuff with like Beta when he comes up the building and I get tackled. I guess that was it. But I mean, I didn't get eaten alive. I didn't have to.
Oh man, you missed out.
Yeah, no, I missed out. Did get my head cut off though, which is.
Oh, you did?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Okay, next question.
Carl Papa. Can you sing Carl Papa for us?
We do the legit
Jar Jar dude.
Yeah.
So my question is for Chandler. What was it like wearing the prosthetic for the eye? Because I kind of know.
Very claustrophobic. Yeah, because they had to. I mean, likewise to the thing that we had to do. It's like that, but on your face. So, wait, they had to do one for you, right?
Oh, it was horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about the head mold?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you can only breathe through your nostrils, and then like, hey, if you have a stuffy nose, you might as well.
Yeah. They put the whole like mold of your head basically, and because they had to make the prosthetic by like, they had to get a mold of my face, and then they had to like carve it out to like figure out how they were going to make the prosthetic for it. And it was pretty wild. We had like a handful of different like tests for it, but the one that we settled on, it took us about like an hour and a half to do to start off with. But the good thing is that I didn't have to have it on every single day. The only times that I had it on was for that episode in season 7 where he takes off the bandage. The rest of the time it was just a little bit of makeup under my eye, so it wasn't that terrible. But
What did he say to you again when he took it off?
it would like sing me a song or something. That it was disgusting, or like, it was so, I can't remember. It was a while ago. Yeah.
You should really go back and watch that. I mean, I don't know.
Yes, and relive that. Yeah. No, but it was, honestly, just wearing the eye patch was just like not fun. The thing was that I was so stoked for it to happen because it's such like a big thing in the comics, and then I spent one day with the eye patch and I realized how miserable the next few years of my life were going to be, because walking around with that thing all day, like you guys don't understand the amount of fear that surges through your body when you're sitting in the middle of a scene and you see like a wasp or something buzzing around. You can't see how far away it is, but you can hear it on the other side of your head, and it's just like, oh God, I hope it doesn't land on my face and sting me in the middle of the scene.
Yeah, it messes with your depth of field.
Oh yeah. Like I'd have people try to hand me stuff, and like they'll just like I'll drop the gun, and I'm just like, shouldn't drop that. Yeah,
Chandler,
not fun.
There's a rumor that on the very last episode that you had a cameo. You were in the back as a farmer. Is that true?
Was. Yes. I wanted to be there for the last day of filming, and they were doing a shot at the hilltop, and we were just watching on the monitors, and it was a really wide shot, and either Greg or Denise or something, our producers, they were like, go get in the back of the shot, and I'm like, I'm not in wardrobe, like I don't know if this can work, and they're like, no, just take this hoe and go stand with background. And so I was there I was on the hilltop just hoeing away.
Oh, that's fun.
It was great.
It scared the crap out of me because we were in the scene and I look over and it's Chandler like, Jay boy, what the hell? Like, I was like, how do you hear? Like it was.
That's awesome. All right, next question.
Since Negan is still alive, do y'all think that he's going to round up some of the old saviors and bring on some new saviors and start their community again? Or you think that all the saviors are dead?
Anybody?
What do you think?
I want to say that I am Negan, but I want to get the answer from you guys.
You like
think
Negan?
That all the saviors are dead?
You like Negan?
I am Negan.
You are Negan.
Why are you cheering? They're the villains.
Oh, man.
The saviors were the bad guys. I don't know. I mean, it's been like a pretty big time jump, right? I mean, I feel like they're all pretty
Isn't he on
disbanded.
the path of redemption, Negan? Isn't he like?
Yeah.
So I think he's just a good guy now.
Yeah. You only murdered your friends, man.
I mean, he only
calm
like,
down.
just murdered like a few people.
Yeah. But okay, hold on. But if you look at it objectively, the amount of people that like Rick and the gang have murdered versus like the amount of people that Negan and his gang have killed.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, dude, at that satellite outpost, I was looking back at that episode not too long ago, and I was like, man, they just went in and rolled in there and killed like 30 people.
But was it not justified?
They didn't get everybody.
I mean,
listen, man, I'm not saying that either side is better. I'm just saying.
You're not going to take a side on this?
I'm on Rick's side.
That's
for
your
sure.
dad's side.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to say that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's true. He was not a polygamist. Yeah, so that's a good thing. Yeah.
Is that the term for that?
Yep. Polygamist. Yeah.
Polygamous.
Go ahead.
My question is for Chandler. Do you think that if Carl didn't die, you still would have done a million little things?
Oh, that I still would have done a million little things? Probably not. No. And I'm really glad that I was able to. Yeah. It was an awesome. I did another show I was on another show for a little while called A Million Little Things. And it was just an awesome character to play. He struggled with depression and mental illness. He attempted suicide at the end. And it was just an awesome, awesome role to get to step into and really get to explore that side of a character and get to connect with people and audiences in that way and give people a character to relate to. It was really great.
Thank you.
Of course.
If you could have chosen, how would you want your character to die in the show?
Definitely not how I died.
Man. On a stick is pretty cool. I mean,
I think that is like the most iconic way. So maybe just stay with that. But like, if I'm really thinking me, like that wouldn't feel that good. Maybe just in my sleep. But that's just a very boring answer. So I'm gonna pass it on to one of you.
I would like to have become a walker. I think that would have been fun. Yeah. Really. For a minute. And then you have to sit in that makeup all day and then in the heat in Georgia and you're like, why?
Never mind.
I know. I always felt so bad.
We were just talking about this, but getting killed by a nuke is pretty cool. Fear.
It's true. Yeah.
Whoa, it's pretty bright. What is that bright light? Bright light.
Yeah. Honestly, when I was on the show, before I knew that Carl was going to die, I was always like hoping that Carl would get some sort of epic exit with like gunfire, explosions, and saving the day and all that. And when I was told that Carl was going to die, our showrunner did not pitch it to me very well. He was like, so Carl, he's trying to help Sadiq, and he ends up getting bit, and he's going to take him down to this sewer to get him to Alexandria, and that's where he's going to die. I'm like, Carl's going to crawl down into a sewer and die like a rat? Are you kidding me? But I got the script for the episode, and it's all Negan coming in to basically he wants to just kill everybody, and Carl's able to stall them long enough to get them all out, and Negan blows up Alexandria. So, you know, Carl, we got the gunfire and we got the explosions, and Carl saved the day. So I'm happy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Ross?
Ross isn't answering. She asked everybody.
Come on. Get with the program here.
It's probably, I mean, I always say, like, I want it to be like the silliest death possible. Like, I want him to like slip on a banana peel or like fall face first on a rake. Something stupid.
Something benign.
Because everyone's like, I want to die heroically saving someone. I'm like, I want to die stupid as hell. I want to just slip and fall on a rake and be like, what a dipshit. That's how I want to die. Yeah.
That's very good.
Amazing. All right, next question.
Okay, so my question is for Ross. I've always wondered, how did Aaron feel about the fact that Eric was allowed to walk away as a zombie or as a walker and never end that story?
Yeah, that's a really good question. For a long time, I asked Scott Gimple if there was ever going to be any resolution, because we see Deanna several episodes later as a walker, and who gets to take it? Daryl? Who takes out Deanna? Oh, Spencer. Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. And I was hoping for like some sort of resolution, and then Scott was like, you know, he walks into the woods, and these guys, they're random, their movements, that it would be weird for him to just stumble upon him. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But I was really hoping there would be a moment where he could put him down, because, yeah, that was tough for him, I think. But he got to do it with Jesus, so that's cool, you know. I mean, he got to put Jesus out of his misery, so that's, you know, that's a plus. I don't know. Yeah.
All right, next question.
All right, my question is, can you tell us anything about Dead City or Summit or the Daryl spinoff?
I don't think any of us know anything about
Dude, they don't tell us anything, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, dude. It looks cool. I've seen some of the trailers. It looks really cool.
Aren't they filming in Paris or something?
Well, no, that's the Daryl one.
Uh-huh.
The Dead City's in Jersey. They filmed that in Jersey. What's the Paris one called?
Dixon.
Oh, Dixon. That's right. It's called Dixon. That's in France somehow, because his motorcycle can fly. And I think
he wanted to film it there.
I don't know how the hell he winds up there. And then Rick and Michonne, I think, is in Virginia or something.
I thought that was.
That's in Jersey
that's
too?
in Jersey.
Oh. Okay, I guess it's all
See, you guys
Jersey.
know more than we do.
Wouldn't it be funny though, Dale? Like, so you guys are going to go to Jersey. Norman, you're going to go to Paris. And he's like, oh, hell yeah. And everyone's like, what? We're going to Jersey? Come on. No offense to Jersey people. I mean, but come on. Jersey or Paris. Like, come on.
Just for fun, Ross, because you're so talented, they saw a little dabbling with your Donald Trump. Could you do a John C. Reilly for everybody so they can hear your impersonations? Because they're so good.
I mean, I feel like John C. Reilly would be really fun on Walking Dead because he could wreck it, you know what I mean? We could be best friends with everybody. Yep.
So, yeah. All right, next question.
Hi. Coincidentally, my question is, which new Walking Dead branch off are y'all most excited for?
I think the Maggie and Negan, because I want to see how the hell they coexist for an
That's
entire
what I was going to say,
season.
because their
Like,
dynamic is...
Why doesn't she kill him? I don't understand. I still don't get it. I'm like just waiting for this one episode where she just goes yank and then
End of the season, goodbye.
Yep. They're not going to end it that way, but that would be dope. But that's what I'm most excited about, probably. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
All right, next.
All right, so this question's for Raj. How did you feel about getting your arm taken off by a tree?
It's a really
It
great
wasn't
question.
like the best way to lose your arm, right? It wasn't the. I just thought it was funny that like Enid, who had been a doctor for all of 2 weeks, looked at it was like, oh yeah, we got to amputate it. I was like, what? Like, even Avi's character. What was Avi's? Sadiq.
Yeah.
Even Sadiq wasn't like a full-on doctor. He was like a part-time surgeon. He was like he wasn't like, there was no full-on doctors in this world except for Dr. Carson. And I was like, how is she qualified to make that call? Like, maybe we just need to wrap it in gauze for a few weeks. I don't know, like, shit. And so yeah, that was pretty nuts. But again, I think they wanted to use that gag for someone because they were originally gonna do it for Rick. Then they were going to do it for Carl, and then they were going to do it for Daryl, and then they were like, well, I want to have someone to lose an arm.
Somebody's got to lose an arm.
Someone's
Arm's got to go
Yeah,
somehow.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, next question.
Hi. Thank you guys for coming. My question is, since you guys have mentioned Nick Offerman a couple of times, I'm assuming you are familiar with The Last of Us. My question is, how do you think your characters would fare against infected or clickers? And who from the group do you think would be successful against those types of zombies?
No one.
Yeah, no
We'd
one.
all be dead. Carl for sure would be dead. Like, definitely. Yeah.
I know exactly who'd be effective. Connie and Angel. Kelly. 100%. The clickers are all sound. And well, yeah, I guess they could make sound too, of course, but I feel like they'd be more sensitive to that. I think they'd be a lot more aware of, like, you know, being quiet and everything, and I don't know. I think they do really well. But the clickers, man, those guys. You guys watch the show?
I played the game, so I know. Yeah.
Man, those clickers are crazy. It's just the fast-moving zombies are the scariest thing for me. I know Greg Nicotero, he's a zombie purist, and he's like, oh, slow moving's better. But I'm like, nah, man. Like 28 days later, Last of Us zombies,
So scary.
way scarier.
They're just overpowered.
I feel like anybody who can shoot with a gun or an arrow would be okay, but anybody who is like close hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, I don't think a stick is going to do anything against a clicker.
I'm sorry.
So. I know. I'm out of this conversation.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good call, yeah.
All right, next.
What's up, everybody? How you guys
Hey.
doing? Alexandra, Matt, you guys all right?
Hi.
Ross, Chandler, we haven't met yet, but I'm going to the camp. I know you all might go, possibly scheduling-wise, but Alexandra isn't, so I was wondering if there was any type of way you guys could convince her to go, because...
We'll have to see. I don't know.
I have a thing that weekend, but I don't know. Are you free? It's Memorial Day weekend.
I don't even know what weekend it is, but I already told you I'm not going.
I know. I just had to. Yeah, I know. I'm just hoping to, because this seems like a thing for like every cast member, and it just seems so fun to like hang out with everybody, you know. So, exactly.
Right.
I don't think she
Yeah.
knows, but
May is my birthday month, so I might be doing something.
okay, makes sense.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
But we'll talk about it again in the future. I don't know.
For
Maybe
sure.
next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this question is for Ross as the last survivor, and I think one of 2 Alexandrians that are still around. Aaron went through a lot of very difficult things, had a lot of very difficult tasks, spent a lot of time down in the mud. But I don't really feel like he ever got presented as like the leader of Alexandria, even though technically it's his community at the end of the day. How do you feel about that role in that sense of like Aaron taking on leadership, or because even when the treaty was signed, Gabriel signs it, about him not really being like.
The treaty was signed?
So when
treaty.
Ezekiel gets the treaty, Gabriel is the one who signs on behalf of Alexandria. You know, hypothetically out there, where would you like to see him in like a leadership role? Do you think Aaron's ready for that?
Yeah, I think before he was always like meant for recruiting and being a diplomat between communities. He was always. I think he and Eric were always better on the road. You know, like I think if they stay in one place too long, they get a little antsy. And I think they were always better like going out and doing side missions. But now that the world is somewhat stable at the end of the show, I feel like he'd definitely step into that role. And like you said, he's one of 2 Alexandrians left. The only other one is Kenrick, Sonequa Martin Green's husband, who played Scott. Thank you. So it's just the 2 of us. And there were like literally over 100 characters from Alexandria who just all died once Rick Green joined the group. So my apologies to the Alexandrians, because I obviously killed all of them, indirectly responsible for that. I mean, we could have probably said that we would have died without them too. So I mean, it's a kind of a, you know, which came first, the chicken or the egg? But yeah, I think he'd be a good leader. Yeah.
Alexander doesn't seem so sure about that.
I think we would have been fine. I think we would have been fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so,
my
yeah.
husband may or may not have beaten me to death.
Yeah.
But, you know, everybody else might have been fine.
Yeah.
Hi, my question is...
Is that a Misfit shirt?
Yes, it is.
Hell yeah. What's your favorite song?
Dig Up Her Bones.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Who do you think had the most tragic or eventful death on the show?
Oh, Noah was fucked up, yeah.
Yeah.
Oopsie
I think it was
daisy.
Sophia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shiva was a cartoon. No, not Shiva. Herschel for me. Herschel was
yeah,
the-
that was sad.
Yeah. But
Sad.
you
Nobody
said
cares
who?
about Jessie.
All right.
Kidding.
Jesus was awful. A lot of bad ones, you know? A lot of bad deaths.
There's a ton of them.
But Herschel was, oof, man. That was that hit me in the core. Yeah. What about you guys?
Carl or Sophia, for sure.
Carl, Sophia?
Yeah, those are mine.
Yeah. What do you think?
Man, I don't know. I mean, Lori was so, like, that was rough just for me, because having to film that, it took us, like, 2 days to shoot her whole, like, death sequence of, like, you know, giving birth and having to slice her open and then kill her. Like, it was a long, brutal couple of days.
And you were just a kid.
And
it was my
Andy.
13th birthday.
Oh, that's right. That's
the
right.
worst 13th birthday ever. Yeah.
And you were just like despondent, standing there like this, and Andy was like, "No, God, what the fuck?" Oh, like it was like, oh my God, that shit. Oh, that was rough. That was a rough scene. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, when Carol's daughter died, that was just, yeah, it was devastating. Not my own children. My own children were like,
"Isn't that your sister?"
They had to go.
Your sister, right?
Maybe.
I think that's his sister.
Maybe. I might be a little biased.
All right.
Good question, man.
Thank you.
I guess it's a question for everybody, but was there something that you really wanted or something you were able to take home from set on your last day?
Yeah, still. Yeah, what he said, the camera, just sell it. No, I wanted my staff. They never gave it to me though. So.
I mean, I was informed that like AMC auctioned off literally everything from that show, and I was pretty bummed about that. But luckily, a lovely lady, I don't know if she gave me a piece of the wall from Alexandria, which was so sweet. And I took home some things. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say on camera.
There might be some
I took
people
home some
listening.
things.
You
What's
might-
that?
Some stuff.
I did. I'm glad I did. Yeah, I
for
said
you.
it. I'm glad I did.
Might
Yeah.
as well.
Did you?
No.
Did you take home the shears?
I know. No.
Oh, I feel like that would have been.
I
yeah,
know.
It was like iconic
That was
for.
just, I wasn't.
You
thinking
killed the
straight.
wolf with the shears, right?
I did. Yes,
yeah.
I did.
In the eye, I think.
No,
right?
in the chest.
On the chest. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. You went
That
psycho on
stabbed
that,
her good.
that lady.
That was fun.
That was
I didn't get to do much of that. I was like, you guys, you're wasting my talents. I'm very good at stabbing people.
And I wanted to keep the hat that I wore, but I got to keep one of the ones that Andy wore in season 1, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I would have liked to get like the actual hat that I had like 3 different ones over the years, but the one that I had when I had left the show, I'd had it for like I think like 2 or 3 years. So it would have been nice to have that one.
That's fair.
Yeah. And even
like
actually,
that's
when
fair.
I was there on the last day, and I was like, hey, so you guys still have my hat like sitting around anywhere? You mind like sliding it this way? And they were like, I don't know, man. Like we'll see. So I was kind of bummed out. I would have liked to have like the holster and the hat. It would have been cool. But
Do you know if your hat got bequeathed to Judith? Was it the same hat that you wore? Oh, a different hat. Okay.
No, yeah, it was
Yeah, they
different
give her a
size.
different-
Yeah, different
yeah.
size.
Yeah,
Different
yeah, it makes
size
sense.
head.
Yeah.
I kept the stockings from American Horror Story that I wore.
Nice.
I do have them in my closet somewhere. Everybody's like, oh, okay.
All right, next question.
Hi, this is a question for all of you. What are 2 characters that don't really like interact or they never meet, but you think would be a good duo?
Shane and Negan.
Oh yeah, that is yeah.
That would be cool.
Good luck following that one, fellas.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna answer now. I don't know what.
Drop the mic.
I can't follow that up with anything.
Every time I think of Shane, I think of that TikTok. And, what is that? What is that? And he starts running to the floor. That's all I think about now. Sorry, that was random. Go ahead.
I can't think. Do you have anybody?
He did the perfect one.
I know. It's.
Shane and the Governor, maybe, you know? Shane and anyone else?
I think we have to stop with that one. I don't think we can't follow that up. He's just, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Chandler.
I've done a lot of these. Yeah.
Still high enough. Hey guys, I got two-part question for you. Chandler, I know your story, how you got called into Scott Gimple's office. Your mom told me, but did you guys get the call as well before you met your demise in the show, Alexandra and Matt? Did you get called into the office?
No, I did. He told me. I mean, I was at dinner with him. I think it was, maybe before we started season 5 or something. And yeah, we were at dinner and I was like, oh yeah, I have this apartment. And he's like, I said, yeah, I didn't know. I said I was going to get this lease. And he was like, oh, we should talk. And I was like, what? I was like, but just tell me now. And he's like, yeah, we'll talk about it later. I'm like, and the rest of the dinner, I was just like, oh man. I think I went in the bathroom at one point. I was like, I'm gonna get killed.
Yeah.
That's how I found out.
Yeah, I got a phone call. I was playing. I don't remember exactly. I was playing a video game. I don't know what it was. I was in my room, and my parents come in, and they're like, "Hey, you got to answer this." And I was like, "What?" And it was just like it was up from there. Yeah. But it's okay.
Ross, you can't answer that. So. But the second question is, The Walking Dead never pulled any punches. It never tried to hide the way people died or anything. But Matt, when your head went on the stake, how come it didn't just show all of that? It would have been, they didn't stop on anything, the trough scene and the Negan scene, and why did they not show that scene?
I mean, do you need to see it? You know,
No,
did you need to see Carl shoot himself in the head?
You mean? You mean actually everyone getting decapitated?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like, one, that would be kind of crazy show, but also I kind of like that they didn't, because it was like the whole like shock factor of the fair and you not knowing how certain people got captured, but they did, and them just cutting to the barn and everyone captured. I think it, the shock factor of it all was just insane. Even me watching it, I was like, this is like insane. And then not only that, cutting from the barn to them painting through the heads was insane. So one, they probably couldn't show, I mean, they could show 11 or 12 people.
I think it's more impactful to just
I think it was more impactful.
Yeah.
But also it was Sadiq's, him telling the story, so I think it was through his vision of, no, we don't want to show them getting decapitated. We want to show them fighting. We want to show that they were brave and strong. Yeah.
You guys, we are at the end of our time. Please give a huge Atlanta welcome to Chandler, Alexandra, Matt, and Ross.
Thank you so much for coming out, guys.
Thank you
so much, guys.
Come say hi.
Thanks, everybody.
This is Ross Marquand, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight, which is awesome. So like, share, and subscribe. Oh, and have fun and follow your fandom.